In this video, we're going to go through word association with all of the cities in Des Moines. And I'm even going to sneak in a few neighborhoods so that if you're thinking about moving to Des Moines, you kind of know a good and a bad about all of the cities of Des Moines. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Living in Des Moines channel, where we talk about everything there is to do and know and experience about Des Moines, Iowa. My name is Darson Grantham. I'm a local real estate agent here. And again, in this video, we're going to go through word association with all of the cities in Des Moines. And I'm even going to sneak in a few neighborhoods so that if you're thinking about moving to Des Moines, you kind of know a good and a bad about all of the cities of Des Moines. So let's go first. Windsor Heights. My pro for Windsor Heights is the beautiful brick ranches that this kind of quaint city has is amazing. The negative is it's pretty full of old people that are really nosy neighbors. I don't like that. Next on the list is West Des Moines. The pro about West Des Moines is I think you can buy in almost any price point and live in West Des Moines. So if you want to put your kids in West Des Moines schools for whatever reason you like those schools, you can find a price point. It doesn't mean it's going to be the nicest house. The dollar for dollar bang for your buck, you can buy in a different city that's going to get you more house for the dollars that you spend. But if you just want to get into the city of West Des Moines schools, you can find a price sensitive property for you. And the negative about West Des Moines, I would say the negative about West Des Moines is that it's confused. It doesn't know if it's quaint and small or if it's all the new builds. The city planning is kind of weird. Like they just don't know what's going on. And a bonus negative about West Des Moines is the fact that they don't know what the heck they're going to do with Valley West Mall. It's filed bankruptcy multiple times. It's in prime location, but nobody knows. Like they're confused. It's like they don't know who they are. They're having an identity crisis. Next on the list is Urbandale. My pro for Urbandale, it's underrated. A lot of people don't know all of the good things about Urbandale. The con for Urbandale is there's a few sections of Urbandale and it's not perfect. We'll just put it that way, but has a lot going for it. Now I'm going to break in here and introduce myself. My name is Darson Grantham. I'm a local real estate agent here at Keller Williams. My goal for this YouTube channel and this video specifically is to help you better understand what it might look like moving to Des Moines. I don't get paid for these videos. I get paid when I help someone successfully move to Des Moines and then they refer friends and family to me as a realtor. So that's why I put these videos together. I want to do a great job for people that are moving to Des Moines. So if you are looking at moving to Des Moines, reach out to myself. My information is below. You can find me, just search Darson Grantham anywhere on Google, YouTube, whatever. Find me, grab my email or calendar link and schedule time on my calendar. I would love to sit down and talk with you just to help you better understand what Des Moines looks like and feels like for someone living here and how it might fit for you and your family. Next on the list is Pleasant Hill. Pleasant Hill is on the eastern side of the city, and I actually really like Pleasant Hill. It doesn't get all of the accolades that it probably could because it kind of gets lumped in with Altoona, but Pleasant Hill, really cool, nice area on the east side of the city. Negatives about Pleasant Hill is their infrastructure, their roads to drive to downtown. You have pretty much 2, maybe 3 options. And they aren't fun options. The roads to get downtown or go to the west side of the city, not really good. So location-wise, that's the negative for me for them. Next on the list is Norwalk. Norwalk is one of my favorite places for the growing city of Des Moines to just watch it expand. One of the reasons is because you have a really diverse mix of housing. You have your $200,000 starter homes that are older, 1950s, great. And then you also have some brand new, beautiful $1 million plus houses. And in the mix of all of that, you have some acreage parcels where you have executive lots where people kind of have an acreage style. And I really like that. As someone who lives on a farm or a small homestead, 14 acres in rural, more toward Winterset, so southwest of the city, I really like it. But that's what Norwalk has going for it. The negatives about Norwalk. I think that their school system they're still trying to find themselves. They don't really know what's going on. I've heard a couple negatives from parents that live there. Not getting into any of those details. Get some clarity around what you're going to do and who you're trying to appease in the school system. Next on the list is Johnston, the city of Johnston. So that'd be kind of your northwest side of the city. One of the pros about Johnston is the nature that they have built within their city, the size of lots that they have allowed, probably per capita, more city lots that are acreage style available in Johnston than any other city. The negative is that it's hard to get to downtown from Johnston. There is not a straight shot. There's not a good driving way. One of the reasons I do not enjoy Johnston. Now, if you're not going to downtown, it's irrelevant. If you're doing everything out on the west side of the city, that you don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to drive downtown. Those people that are driving downtown every single day, the pain in the butt. Next on the list is Indianola. Indianola is small town. Yes, it's part of the metro. I would not consider it part of the close metro. And the reasons for it is its own ecosystem. You don't have to leave Indianola unless you're driving to Des Moines. You can get everything that you need to live in Indianola. So that'd be why I would consider it not part of the Des Moines metro. But a pro is that it's small town. Like, you know everyone there. If you get into that community and you really dig in, you're gonna know everybody. I used to work with some gals that lived there and grew up there their entire lives. They knew every single person, I swear, in this city or town, whatever you want to look at it. The downside of Indianola is there's a lot of rundown properties, pretty low-end properties. Now, I don't want to say there's anything wrong with that, except that it really just brings down the perception of your city when you have someone drive through a neighborhood and there's just so many kind of dilapidated houses. That's my opinion on it. Maybe I drove down the wrong street, could be, but I really didn't enjoy that part about the city. Also, the commercial properties that are on the main drag, they're kind of weird, not really well upkept. That is kind of what you're going to see in a lot of small towns, so it's probably just got its small town hangover. Next on the list is the neighborhood. I'm going to sneak in a neighborhood here, and that is going to be Beaverdale. First word that comes to my head when I hear Beaverdale is Beaverdale brick, small bedrooms, beautiful houses, kind of like a cottage. That's what you're getting in a lot of Beaverdale neighborhoods. The negative about that, and I kind of put that in now, the bedrooms in these houses, and the fact that it's really hard to find a 2-bath house in Beaverdale. I don't say hard, it's just a lot more rare than what you're going to see. So if you are looking in Des Moines proper, that's where Beaverdale is, and you want that beautiful, nostalgic, kind of really cool, beautiful brick house, usually you're going to get small bedrooms. Very few times you're going to have a master bath in a bedroom and have 2 bathrooms. Beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. During the Christmas time, they have a lights on neighborhoods. They have a cul-de-sac that all of the neighborhoods on this cul-de-sac puts up beautiful, beautiful lights. It's really cool. A lot of people kind of make it a tourist attraction. Next on the list, we have Grimes. Grimes is way out northeast. Well, I say way out now because when I moved to Des Moines 15 years ago, Grimes was way out there. Now, the city of Des Moines, the metro, Grimes, Johnston, all the cities that kind of combine there, created a 141 highway system on-ramp on 3580, and it made it really, really easy to get to Grimes, to a point where when you start going to Grimes now, you get there and you're like, is this, we're already at Grimes? Because there's so much development out that way. Again, that's the northwest side of the city. If you look at Des Moines, it's kind of like a square, like has an interstate like this. And so we're looking at the northwest side of Grimes, or of the metro. Anyway, the negative is that it's really hard to find a house under $300,000. You can find condos that are townhouses, and that's totally possible. But if you want to find a house under $300,000, it's really hard to find. For the longest time, it was small town. Really, you know, your 1950s is when the houses were built. This last 10 years, we've had a boom of new houses in Grimes. It's really blown up drastically. A lot of the houses you're getting are the $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 houses. Again, it's really tough to find a single family house for under $300,000 in Grimes. Next on the list, we have Cumming, Iowa. And people laugh at the name, and we're not even going to get into that. But it is truly, it's a small town. I mean, technically right now, I'm in a Facebook group because I got grandfathered in as someone from Cumming, even though we live away 10 minutes from Cumming. Anyway, 500 to 600 people is the total population of Cumming. But Cumming, Iowa is getting an agrihood. It's getting a lot of new development. Over the next 10, 20, 30 years, I think we're going to see a large increase and growth in Cumming. I think it's going to look like Bondurant in 10 years, where Bondurant is today. Bondurant, I think, has like 6,000 people. It's still got a lot of growth to go. And the fact is, there is a really quick trip to West Des Moines from Cumming. You're driving up 35, and so your commute is so small to get to West Des Moines. You really can move a little bit further out, which is Cumming, and still have a really quick commute if you're not driving downtown Des Moines. Now, if you're going downtown Des Moines, they'll have a 30-minute drive. Negative about Cumming is people are putting a lot of money into Cumming. I'm just a little worried that if the economy slows down, if things start to slow down, there's going to be this buildup of, oh, Cumming's going to be great, and people are paying for the future of Cumming, not for what it currently is. I think that the people are buying kind of at a premium for what Cumming is becoming, not for what it actually is. So I think they're overpaying just a little bit. I do think if it becomes what everyone says it's going to and what the projections are, it's going to be just a beautiful place. And we'll get into what the agrihood means in another video. Next on the list is Clive, Iowa. Clive cracks me up. It's one of the few cities that it doesn't have a school. Kind of current school districts take over the city of Clive. The taxes are the lowest possible. So you have weird school district. You don't even know what, and you don't know. Clive is like this really skinny belt. And it has, it's got a lot of business. It's got a lot of houses. Again, kind of the identity crisis. Few people have negatives to say about Clive in general. If I could think of all the cities that people complain about and whine about, Clive is never at the top. So if you can live in Clive, you have lower taxes and you're really close to everything. Clive, you do have, you're kind of in the middle of everything. I would say the negative is a little confused about, is it a city focusing on business or is it a city focusing on houses? Or is it both, and how does that fit into their planning? So that'd be the only negative. Honestly, they don't have very many larger parcels or like acreage type properties in the city of Clive because it is kind of in the middle of everything. A lot of new development. Next on the list is Bondurant. Bondurant, Iowa is far northeast of Des Moines. And again, kind of looking at the metro, you're looking at the top northeast corner when you're looking at Bondurant. The good thing about Bondurant is that it's still pretty small. 6,000 people, I think I last checked. And it has grown. It's doubled over the last, I want to say 10 years, it's doubled. A lot of growth out there. A lot of commercial business, a lot of housing getting built. So there is just a ton of expansion up that way, which I would say is a negative. I bet the people at Bondurant are a little like, oh, slow down with all the development. We don't need that quite yet. Another negative is to go to Bondurant schools, you have to live in Bondurant school district. You cannot open enroll. And a lot of cities have changed that during COVID. Bondurant was one of the OGs. We don't allow open enrollment. You have to live in our district to go to school here. I would say that's a negative. Some people would call that a positive. We played Bondurant a lot of sports. We battled quite a bit. So I could see why people would want to move to Bondurant. Here's another neighborhood that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to sneak it in here. It is mostly West Des Moines. The neighborhood is Glen Oaks. Glen Oaks is a private gated community in the western suburb of West Des Moines. Now, I have a little bit of B-roll, a little bit of a video of what Glen Oaks looks like. Beautiful golf course. Now, the downside is it is a gated community. So you have that gated community, snarkiness of people that live there. You also have a lot of really wonderful people that live there. I know many of them. And the housing, although you see kind of these really big, beautiful mansion type houses, it does have some more affordable $200,000-$300,000 condos or townhomes. If you did want to live in a gated community on a golf course, and you just want to drive your golf cart to the golf course, you can golf every day. Glen Oaks definitely has that. It also has a private country club, right? So you don't get the private country club access by living in Glen Oaks, but I'm sure that you can get on their waiting list. That's kind of the pros and cons about Glen Oaks. Next on the list is Altoona. Altoona is your southeast pole, furthest east city that we're going to call in the metro. And Altoona is a lot of growth out there, but still a really solid core community feel. Whenever I drive through there, I'm like, man, these people are like, there's a community here. I really like it. We have an office out there. Our church is out there. They feel like small town Iowa, but they are the big city of the east side of the Des Moines metro. So if you are looking for that, that's kind of your pros and cons in a snippet of Altoona. Next on the list, we have Waukee. Man, Waukee has transformed. We're just going to put it that way. I think over the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to be its own hub. It's going to be kind of the downtown of the west side. That's my opinion on it. There's just a lot of business that's going out there, a lot of infrastructure that's getting built, a lot of homes that are getting built, people that are going to live in Waukee, and they're not going to have to drive anywhere else. Next on the list, we have Adel, Iowa. Adel is your furthest western city that we're going to put. It's even further than Waukee. Adel is still, it's a commuter city. There is business out there, but most of the people, if you're living in Adel, you're going to drive to Des Moines, whether it's downtown or West Des Moines, or Ankeny, Ames, to work. Well, the first thing that I think about Adel, I think of is their city square. The road is brick. It's just beautiful. Really cool small town feel. The negative, it's still a good drive to get to downtown. So if you're driving downtown, you got a good 45-minute drive. I would think from Adel to get downtown, I think that's too far for a commute in Des Moines. It's not what I would choose if you had to drive downtown every single day. Now, if you're work from home, hybrid, a couple days in the office, a couple days at home, I think that makes a lot more sense. And Adel's going to give you a good mix of a bigger town feel without being like tiny, small town podunk. One Casey store. They have some industry there. They have some business there. Next on the list, you have Ankeny. First word that comes to mind when I hear Ankeny, I think of pumpkin spice latte. And the reason being is Ankeny, some people make fun of Ankeny because they're kind of hoity-toity, kind of affluent. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some affordable houses in the Ankeny area. When you think of Ankeny, you think of high-end luxury, fancy people. There's a lot of growth inner city of Ankeny that has made like the walking trail, the Southwest Prairie Trail. I did a video on that. It's really cool. And although I understand that that is an expensive place to live, I can also see the attraction, and quite frankly, I really like that area of Ankeny. Last on the list, but not least, is the broad city of Des Moines. First thing I think of a city of Des Moines is, man, I don't want to raise my kids there. The next thing that I hear when I think of city of Des Moines is, dang, I really want my kids to experience that. You could see some very polar opposites. And the reason is because there is parts of Des Moines that gets a bad rap, whether it's crime, whether it's the city neighborhoods, whether it's the city inspectors in general, the growth, the love that that community has with each other and within itself is really, really, really cool. I'm excited to see what Des Moines proper becomes over the next 10 to 15 years. It has a lot going for it. I think you're going to see a lot of growth. The regentrification of some of the cities of Des Moines or neighborhoods in Des Moines is going to blow a lot of people away. Now, if this was helpful and you want someone to just rattle off ideas, talk with you through, I really think that Pleasant Hill might be the place for us. I really think that I really want to consider Johnston. If you say, I really want to consider Bondurant, give our team a call, sit down with us, jump on a Zoom call, and we will help walk through, hey, what are some more pros and cons? We're going to ask you a lot of questions about what your lifestyle is and are you comfortable with XYZ. That's what our team does really well. We're really helpful on the relocation. We are realtors here locally in Des Moines. We don't sub it out. If that interests you, please schedule some time in one of our calendars, shoot us a text, or just reach out to me. Shoot us a text. I would love to hear from you and why you are considering moving to Des Moines and how I can help that transition be incredibly smooth for you. My name is Darson Grantham. I'm a local real estate agent here at Keller Williams. My goal for this YouTube channel and this video specifically is to help you better understand what it might look like moving to Des Moines. I don't get paid for these videos. I get paid when I help someone successfully move to Des Moines and then they refer friends and family to me as a realtor. So that's why I put these videos together. I want to do a great job for people that are moving to Des Moines. So if you are looking at moving to Des Moines, reach out to myself. My information is below. You can find me, just search Darson Grantham anywhere on Google, YouTube, whatever. Find me, grab my email or calendar link and schedule time on my calendar. I would love to sit down and talk with you just to help you better understand what Des Moines looks like and feels like for someone living here and how it might fit for you and your family.